said repeatedly that you think that some of the equipment that governors are requesting, they don't actually need. You said New York might not need 30,000. You said it on Sean Hannity's Fox News. You said
why don't you people act? Let me ask you.
You said
why don't you act in a little more positive? It's always trying to get you. And you know what? That's why nobody trusts the media anymore.
My question to you is, how is that going to impact?
Excuse me, you didn't hear me. That's why you used to work for the Times and now you work for somebody else. Look, let me tell you something. Be nice. Don't
Mr.
be
President,
threatening.
my question
Don't be threatening. Be nice. Go ahead.
My question is, how is that going to impact how you fill these orders for ventilators or for masks? Your views that it's not going to impact you at all.
We're producing tremendous numbers of ventilators. We're doing a great job on it. Mike Pence, our vice president, has headed up the task force, which has been incredible, the job they've done. We have everybody in the White House working on it. We have everybody in the country is working on this in one way or the other. The fact is, we've done a great job of delivering. You've seen the biggest people in the business. I mean, there's nobody even close to this group of people. We had a meeting at 3 o'clock. It lasted for a long time. It was a great meeting with the generals and with everybody else, and they have done a fantastic job. I'm just saying this. If they're holding, let me give you one example. We sent thousands of generators to New York. They were put into a warehouse, a New York warehouse that happened to be located, interestingly, in Edison, New Jersey. They were given to New York, and we then went to other places, also giving thousands of ventilators. The people in New York never distributed the generators. We said, why didn't you distribute them? Now, you have to understand, they have New York people working in those warehouses. They knew they had them. So we said, why didn't you distribute them? I hope they've distributed them now, but maybe they didn't need them so badly. But just so you know, we're all, you, me, everybody, we're all on the same team. You know, when journalists get up, and you're a journalist, a fine journalist, when journalists get up
Sean Hannity
and ask questions that are so threatening.
I was quoting you directly from your interview with Sean Hannity.
This is Yamiche Alcindor from PBS's NewsHour, and she deserves all the credit in the world and then some, because she is the one who has repeatedly been asking the questions that hold Trump accountable for his own words. For example, 2 weeks ago, it was also Yamiche who called Trump out on his decision to downsize the White House National Security Council and eliminate jobs that specifically address global pandemics, which Trump infamously called a nasty question before just denying it outright.
My first question is, you said that you don't take responsibility, but you did disband the White House Pandemic Office, and the officials that were working in that office left this administration abruptly. So what responsibility do you take to that? And the officials that worked in that office said that the White House lost valuable time because that office wasn't disbanded. What do you make of that?
Well, I just think it's a nasty question, because what we've done is, and Tony has said numerous times that we've saved thousands of lives because of the quick closing. And when you say me, I didn't do it. We have a group of people. I could ask perhaps my administration, but I could perhaps ask Tony about that, because I don't know anything about it. I mean, you say we did that. I don't know anything about it.
You don't know about the reorganization that happened at the National Security Council.
It's the administration. Perhaps they do that. You know, people let people go. You used to be with a different newspaper than you are now. You know, things like that happen.
But this was
Please go ahead.
For what it's worth, no, it wasn't a nasty question, and yes, it did happen under Trump's presidency. So he'll try to gaslight the American people, but despite his best attempts, he's not going to will it into existence. As for this question by Yamiche, she asked Trump about his comments made to Sean Hannity, wherein he said that states are asking for equipment that he doesn't think they'll need, and whether that kind of thinking is going to impact how he fills each state's orders. And of course, Trump's initial reaction is to deny that he even said this, even though it was on national television.
But I have a feeling that a lot of the numbers that are being said in some areas are just bigger than they're going to be. I don't believe you need 40,000 or 30,000 ventilators. You know, you go into major hospitals sometimes, they'll have 2 ventilators, and now all of a sudden they're saying, can we order 30,000 ventilators? So, look, it's a very bad situation. We haven't seen anything like it. But the end result is we got to get back to work, and I think we can start by opening up certain parts of the country, you know, Farm Belt, certain parts of the Midwest, other other places.
Yeah, you'd think that a guy who made his career as a reality TV host would know a thing or two about not being able to deny words that were just broadcast to the entire nation. But the fact is that regardless of Trump's absurd denials, we are already seeing the impacts of his unwillingness to even believe the states that are essentially on their hands and knees begging for more personal protective equipment and ventilators. There's the fact that Trump waited until this week to invoke the Defense Production Act when that should have been done months ago, so that we wouldn't find ourselves in exactly the position that we're in now, where doctors and nurses are reusing contaminated masks or even showing up to their shifts in garbage bags. There's the fact that he's gotten into feuds with governors who have committed the cardinal sin of requesting more equipment to keep their citizens alive. And then there's the fact that the only state to have its full request for equipment fulfilled from the national stockpile, which the Department of Health and Human Services oversees, was Florida. Meanwhile, Massachusetts has only received 7% of what they requested, Oregon received 10%, New Jersey received 6%, Maine received 5%, and Colorado received enough to last them one single day. In fact, not only did Florida have its full request fulfilled, but they got an identical second order and are even awaiting a third. Of course, I'm sure that has nothing to do with the fact that all of those states are of little electoral importance to Trump, while Florida is the only one with a Republican governor and is actually important to him electorally. That definitely can't be it. The point here is that Trump's job is decidedly not to hold life-saving equipment hostage that Americans need to survive, depending on the political affiliation of their governor or the number of electoral votes up for grabs in their state. His job is not to go on Hannity and undermine the desperate pleas of governors whose priority is getting their state's doctors and nurses the equipment and gear they need to be able to do their jobs. His job, for the umpteenth time, is to not play politics at a time when people in this country are dying. Which is why reporters like Yamiche are essential, in that they're the only ones protecting the American people as a whole from a president who only knows how to help himself, even when actual lives are on the line.